welcome you then not only on the part of the school, but also in part of the University of San Diego, particularly if this is your first time here. The people in this room are really no strangers to the conflicts over water distribution, access, and quality in our border region. Nor are you unaware of the many conflicts that have developed between water users and those responsible for water management.
Greening Borders is essentially a place for engaging in a serious discussion about water justice and human security in the spirit of conflict resolution. It means honoring and building on previous work and existing projects and looking at what has worked. When we talk about structures on the border that give us greater security over the next 2 days, we really won't be focusing as much on walls or fences. We will be looking at regional administrative structures that encourage and sustain high-quality, cross-border collaboration and dialogue.
Y podíamos continuar con toda la serie de conflictos, pero quizás también debería decir oportunidades que surgieron de esta intención de distribuir las aguas.
They've taken a step back and they've assembled many players, many voices that aren't normally heard on the issue of the Tijuana watershed.
May the bird singer voices from the Kumeyaay Nation, who will be here this afternoon with us and will open our ceremony, invite us to open our hearts and minds to new ways of thinking and being with each other as we share the journey of the next 3 days.
The songs that we're singing in our language, we call it Kroc. And Kroc is a small bird that are telling these stories that on a journey they have taken. We're talking about water here, rivers that go back into the ocean. And we have to have that clean so that we can have good fish to eat. But that's what it's talking about. They're on this journey and they're coming. They finally come to the ocean that says, it's time to start fishing now.
To actually be in the same space with people and experts from all over the world has been very interesting.
I'm going to be talking from a little bit different perspective. You've heard about binational issues. Well, binational, 2 nations, when in fact there are a few more between the United States and Mexico. There are 25 tribal nations on the U.S. side of the Mexican border. My tribe is the Campo Band of Kumeyaay Indians.
The game that was presented, the exercise that we all went through, it was a good learning opportunity for people to sort of understand the dynamics of trust, how easy it is to break it, how hard it is to fix it.
The water game was a very interesting way to show how differing points of view could surface. Folks that you might otherwise think would be very cordial and be looking towards a peaceful solution ended up wanting to be winners. And while some of them took it as a game and did it just for the confrontation, I think others showed their more personal side and how they might approach a problem. And I think that's very helpful for all the participants to think about when they're working with other agencies and other folks in a conflict resolution situation.
It was a really good way to get to know the people at the conference, or a small group of them. Instead of sitting in an audience where everyone is atomized, to have a chance to actually interact and work with people you don't know and very quickly be thrust into a situation where you have to solve problems together. It actually illuminated some points in conflict resolution very quickly, and it was really fun to do.
What we learned last night about listening, about stepping back when sort of detaching yourself from your emotions and being able to take a more of a objective view. I think that will definitely benefit my work in dealing with Mexico.
It's very complicated. There's a lot of phases involving the problem: migration, pollution, politics, education. It is necessary to go to the main ones to establish a better communication and, of course, a better cooperation.
As the saying goes, that you can always choose your friends, but you cannot choose your neighbors. Neighbors are always given to you, and the question is, what would you prefer? Will you prefer amicable, peaceful relations, where both sides are common and happy, they share things, or you have a kind of a conflictual situations and always both sides are miserable and waste a lot of resources on it,
In countries that really do have contentious relationships, agreements are possible. The second session today allowed us to see treaties and resolutions of river basin water sharing in different regions of the world was important.
We've tried to have participants from different walks of life, from government, from civil society, from academia, and to have that cross-cutting across these different disciplines as well as different professions has been very valuable.
I believe that one of the benefits will be, for me, a new perspective on how to deal with the challenges we are facing in the watershed.
I think from the perspective of the work that I'm doing, the most positive outcomes will be a sense of vision between multiple agencies that we're working on, and this may well enhance some of the relationships and some of the opportunities to reach that vision, which will help our overall efforts.
La solución a dichos problemas, ir viendo que cada pieza del rompecabezas se va uniendo para beneficio de las comunidades de Tijuana y San Diego.
There are a lot of technical difficulties and conflicts that exist, but I think having that positive energy and using that hope to move forward is how we're going to actually make a change.
We're likely to work more collaboratively, sharing information, sharing ideas as a means to enhance our decision-making for mutual benefit.
We're starting to speak the same language, and I think that's one of the biggest things, to bring people who are scientists or politicians or people who are advocates, learning the conference resolution methods to sort of talk to each other in a different way. And I think, to me, that's been the good part of the conference.
If I'm able to kind of internalize the approach I've learned at this conference, that will really benefit in the long run. And being able to take kind of that role of a negotiator into everything that we do, instead of coming in and feeling that how we frame the issue is set in stone. The ability to reframe things and to rethink things and to reanalyze the situation is really important. And I hope that the organizers of this conference don't stop here, and that they continue to be engaged in this issue, because it's an issue that'll take a lot of work on, and it involves so many different groups and so many different opinions. But I think that this is the start.
These types of meetings can help to bring people together.
Hey!